Anybody have any corrections? I would like to make a motion to approve as submitted.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Next, I've given you the monthly financial reports for February. You have the fund status at the end of February. You have the year-to-date through February cash summary by fund. You have the month of February cash summary by fund. You have the February receipts and the February payments. And I have several items that I want to note. First of all, receipt number 59 for $9,296.77 from the Ohio Attorney General is the police grant that helped them purchase new body armor. Receipt number 61 for $38,460.23 from the Valley View Local School District is the second semester school resource officer services for this current school year. Receipt number 63 for $2,718.26 from Dylan Jones is a medical refund he received related to a payment earlier made by the township. I wouldn't have noted this receipt otherwise, except that I want to recognize and commend Sergeant Jones for his ethics and his honesty, because he could have easily kept that money for himself and we would have never have been the wiser. So kudos, and if you'll pass that on, that he was recognized in the meeting. I appreciate that honesty so much. In this day and age, that is a rare, increasingly rare situation with people. Okay, receipt number 67 for $31,978.72 from the Ohio Department of Transportation relates to the new sign grant received by the road department. Now, ODOT paid the suppliers directly, so actually we never received the cash. So in order to make the books balance, I posted an offsetting charge in the same amount into the road department budget. So this was directed to me by the auditors. So that's why we had this transaction. Voucher number 183 for $78,740.04 to Rumpke Waste is for the fourth quarter 2025 trash services. And I want to commend Mrs. Burton for reconciling Rumpke's service units to the township's billing units. This resulted in a reduction of the original Rumpke invoice that they sent us. So thank you, Mrs. Burton. And I understand you're going to keep them informed every quarter.
Every quarter.
So that their records and ours agree for the invoice. Excellent.
Good deal.
And finally, warrant number 5956 for $9,750 to the city of Germantown is the payment for the new HVAC unit in the Veterans Park Depot. And you approved this payment at last month's meeting using holdback funds from the Parks Fund. Are there any questions about the financials? If not, could I have a motion to approve the financials and also authorize the payment of, excuse me,
I got you.
February bills?
I've got you. I'll make a motion to approve the February financial reports and authorize the payment of February bills, warrants 50937 through 50956, and vouchers 91 through 184 for payroll, direct deposit, tax withholdings, and other electronic payments.
Second.
Any discussion? Thank you. I'm all in favor.
Aye.
Any opposed? Did I actually do a vote on the minutes earlier? Okay, good. Thank you. All right. The auditor started their on-site field work for the audits of 2024 and 2025 on February 17th and departed a week later on February 23rd. The audit manager told me on March 5th that a good portion of the audit work had been completed and been submitted by his staff, and that he hopes to start his review in the next week or so. That being said, they hope that they can issue the final audit report by the end of June. And the estimated audit fee is $11,424, which is more than I budgeted for this year. So we will be going over budget in those accounts. Following your approval at the February meeting, I contacted AJ Skidmore from Shoemaker Technology Group to start the process to develop our new township website. The initial virtual meeting is scheduled for March 30th at 2 p.m. And I request that all the trustees attend along with Chief Birch, Mr. Holbrook, Ms. Close, and Mrs. Burton. And I think I heard from Mr. Holbrook, are you going to be available? And I have not heard from Ms. Close, but I assume she can be available. And I will post that this is not an official meeting of the trustees, since you will all be in the room together. I will post that will happen, but that there will be no official business taken at that meeting, so we don't run into problems with the sunshine law. Okay, Mr. Stubbs, you want me to talk about the next one, or you want to just skip over it?
No, you can talk about it.
Okay.
Or yeah, it
Well,
doesn't matter.
that's fine. I'll get on my high horse.
Okay.
So back in January, Mr. Stubbs submitted to Otarma, their cyber risk consultant, Aaron Willis, submitted our township statement of action taken as a result of the cybersecurity recommendations that he provided to the township following his site visit in October. Mr. Stubbs used the Otarma portal to submit his statement. I was recently contacted by Mr. Willis, who asked when we would be submitting our statement. Although Mr. Stubbs received confirmation from the portal following his submission, he was not able to print his responses. Mr. Willis now acknowledges that the Otarma portal is fairly new and what may have a glitch or two that precluded the submission from being received by them. He asked that the township resubmit our responses, which frustrates me to no end. Mr. Stubbs followed the protocol outlined by Otarma when he submitted his response and is now being asked to start all over again 2 months later. Mr. Stubbs can decide for himself whether he wants to recreate his statement of action taken. And I'm not sure that I would do it if I were in his shoes.
So just to add to that, when I submitted on the Otarma portal, like once it went through, it didn't give me a place to print my responses. I guess I should have printed before I submitted it. But that was back in January. I have filled out the form to send, which is much less intensive than the original one. Actually, it's this one over here. That's the blank one. Than was before. And that includes, I have a resolution to pass tonight to pretty much finish taking care of their recommendations. So I can submit this if you think that's proper. If you think there's an issue, I can not submit it as well. It's done. I just have to send it.
You can send it. Thank you for
Okay.
doing it.
Okay.
It's something you shouldn't have to do a second.
Yeah, the first one was, I added a lot more information. This just wants a brief comment on each, which that's not what they asked for the first time. So I will get this signed and sent back in.
Thank you very much.
Yep, you are welcome.
Hopefully that will not happen again. All right, we received a day ago the 2026 official certificate of estimated resources from the Montgomery County Auditor. I will review the certificate to ensure that it matches the revenue budget you approved in January. That is not a step that I've always done in the past, which the auditors pointed out created a mistake in our financial statements. So that's on my list to always do now every year. Compare that to what we submitted to them and put in our budget. I have given you a draft resolution that was prepared by Bob Rohrback. Is he the fiscal officer at the cemetery?
He is the fiscal officer at the cemetery.
Okay. So Bob Rohrback provided the resolution that I gave you, as well as an inventory list that I gave you. And he is asking that the trustees declare the former CERT radio inventory as surplus property and approve a donation of the radios to the Montgomery County, Ohio Amateur Radio Emergency Services, Inc. And Chief, I assume he probably discussed that with you before starting this.
Yeah, the radios all need new batteries, which is gonna be thousands of dollars. They're of no use to us at all. They're not programmable to our system. So I have no issue with that. So
Perfect.
So it will make that resolution. Oh, before we do the resolution, let me point out something. The resolution that we did on February 18th to enact the 6-month moratorium. In the meeting, we called it number 15. And that was a mistake because I had not recorded the resolutions that you approved at the first February meeting, which was 15, 16, 17, and 18. So in our minutes, the meeting from the 18th, that resolution that was 15 in the meeting is now number 18. This will be number 20.
Okay. Okay, I will introduce resolution 2026-20, a resolution to declare the attached list of communication equipment as surplus property to donate to the Montgomery County Amateur Radio Emergency Services Incorporated.
Is there a second to the resolution?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, I will call the roll. Mr. Stubbs?
Yes.
Mr. Rowland?
Yes.
Mr. Potter?
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2026-20 is adopted. Following your approval of the social media policy that at last month's meeting, I've been collecting acknowledgement and signature pages from each employee, ensuring that they have reviewed the policy that you enacted. Several employees have not yet submitted their form, so I'll be following up with them over the next month. I attended the February 19th Montgomery County Township Association meeting at Harrison Township. Guest speaker was Emily Bradford, Director of Montgomery County Community and Economic Development. She discussed the EDGE and CDBG programs. It was an interesting presentation. Not that we have used it very often. I think the last time we used it was for the Point Source building, if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
Anyway, the next MCTA meeting will be on May 21st. This time it'll be held at Miami Township. On February 20th, I forwarded Mr. Rowland's with the Division of Mineral Resources Management, the permitting, hydrology, and bonding section. And that would be related to the Hollingshead Material LLC Industrial Materials Mining Permit application. That very day, I received an email acknowledging receipt of the request and stating that the industrial minerals inspector would follow up to arrange something. And I haven't heard anything since then.
I have had a phone call since then, and they're gonna come to our meeting. He said they didn't have enough time to get the stuff together for this meeting, that they would try to come to our next meeting. He was talking about having a special meeting, and I said we were not gonna have a special meeting for that they could come to our regular meeting. And he said that meeting would be held with us before that they would do give the permit or do anything with the permit.
We'll have to do it in an open meeting.
No, well, I know that. I'm just saying.
We'll just do it at our normal time.
Yes. In our normal.
I think you meant not before that meeting, before they
they do they have their permit at the state.
So since we requested an informal meeting, they're going to come and meet with us before they do prior to them completing their permit at the state.
Wonderful. Good, thank you. And one last item. I know that Mr. Potter and Mr. Rowland were both contacted within the last day or so by Dustin Gillis with Otarma. I don't think he got to you, Mr. Stubbs. He told me that after talking with Mr. Rowland, he didn't feel he needed to reach out. Anyway, he would like to do a update with us of our policy and discuss what they're providing to us and if we need any changes to our policy. Apparently, Otama has put together a practice that once every 5 years, every one of their customers needs to have a direct meeting about the account. So I've invited him to come to our April 13th meeting, and he will call in because he lives on the other side of Columbus.
Okay.
I told him, save the 2 hours driving each way. Just call in to our meeting. And with that, I am done. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, I will move on to Chief Purchase Report.
First, item number 10, if there's any officers that haven't completed that yet, please let me know. I'll make sure that.
I'll give him a few more days. We're getting close to
All right.
it. Or 3 men sitting to my immediate right that haven't done theirs yet.
Okay.
I think I just signed mine. Wasn't that in the stack?
I don't think so.
No. No.
I'm not gonna make it that easy for you.
So our monthly numbers for last month, total miles driven by the officer is 7,236. Total dispatches, 110. Closed cases from those dispatches, 106. Case follow-ups, 23. We had 0 arrests last month. Physical arrests in the township. I'll go over something else that happened that I'm pretty excited about. Business checks, 514, vacant house checks, 324, and occupied house checks, 1,290. There were 12 crashes, 51 traffic stops, and 37 citations. For equipment issues, general information, we've had to put new tires on U-Car, which was $765. After a year-long sex crime case involving a juvenile victim, the bulk of the time was tied up in the courts, of course. The subject was sentenced to prison. This was just a few days ago. And I wanted to say good job with Officer Bateman and everyone that helped him in this case. This was a pretty important case to us. So that was taken care of. The gentleman was taken into custody right after the court hearing. Monthly info. I am very pleased to announce that we have been approved for a body worn camera grant through OCJS, which is Ohio Office of Criminal Justice, for $24,690. So that money will come from the state, will not come from our budget. So I'm pretty happy about that. We're working hard on these grants, trying to get extra money to our little police department. So our current 12 plus, I think they're actually 14 plus year old body cameras are outdated and not functioning to the best they could. The grant will provide 10 new body cameras, cloud storage, all mounting hardware to the vests and chargers, and training to all of our officers. We have to pay for this grant up front, so I would need to get permission from the trustees to spend the $24,690. And I put on here general fund, possibly, or a couple of our funds, we might be able to swing that. We've got one fund that's got 20,000 in it, and we could take from another fund as well. I think that would be a better way to do it.
Since this is a police expenditure, I want the expense to be in the police fund. I know it takes some of your line items over budget. We'll deal with that. But then when the revenue comes in, it'll also go into your budget.
Sounds great.
Otherwise, if it's in the general fund, the auditor is going to question, why are we paying that out? We can, we're allowed to pay it out of general.
Yeah.
But they might question it. And we'll just adjust your appropriations accordingly.
Okay.
But let's go ahead and get approval for it.
Okay.
We make that resolution 21.
So I'll make resolution 2026-21, a resolution to purchase $24,690 worth of body worn camera equipment through the Ohio Office of Criminal Justice to be out of the police fund to be reimbursed with a grant.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? I'll call the roll. Mr. Stubbs?
Yes.
Mr. Rowland?
Yes.
Mr. Potter?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Resolution 2021 is adopted.
These are G-Tech body cameras that Jackson Township's been using for a little over a year now. They're very pleased with them, like happy with them. So it was good to know somebody that actually uses these cameras. So that's helpful.
You have a question in the audience.
Yeah.
Chief, you mentioned the cloud
Can
storage.
you identify yourself again?
Mark Keener, Valley View Jet, or, President. You mentioned the cloud storage. Do these things automatically go when the officers are in the field and upload to the cloud, or is it when they come back?
And they come back here, they automatically. Yeah, they'll hook to our, there's two ways you can do it. You can do it when they pull in the driveway to connect to our main and they download, or when they hang them up on their charger at the end of their shift, it will automatically down.
So this will hold a whole shift's worth of.
Yeah, they're guaranteed for 14 hours. So yeah, that was one big thing that we were having problems with, finding a body camera because we worked 12-hour shifts that would hold 12 plus hours. So these will hold 14 hours worth of.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, and do these go in the vehicle too, or are they strictly body worn?
Strictly body worn cameras. We have reasonable accommodations in the cruisers. Basically, when we flip our lights on, we've got a little camera on the dash that comes on.
Thanks so much. I'm excited about this for you guys.
Yeah, me too. We're really, well, my next line, we're currently working on 3 more safety and technology grants written and in the process for items such as ballistic shields, pepper ball guns, flock cameras, in-cruiser mobile data terminals, which is our laptops in the cruisers, evidence room computer, and computers in the police department as well. And new digital cameras. And these are through OCGS, the EMA, and Butler Rural. As you all may remember, we received the body armor grant late last year, which was fantastic for $9,000 some. Our grant game has improved significantly over the past year, and Officer Getter, who's a new officer that we hired last year, I think it was last year. Time flies, I can't hardly keep up with it. He retired as a fire lieutenant from Westchester and brought a lot of that kind of knowledge with him when he came to us. So we jumped on that right away, and he's been doing a fantastic job. So we're bringing anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000 a year in grants into our small police department. That'll be a huge help. Huge help. So that's all I got.
All right, thank you, Chief. Mr. Holbrook.
Don't have much tonight. Just want to let the board know that Scott and I have been busy erecting the new signs throughout the township that came from the Ohio Department of Transportation's Township Sign Grant. Probably got an eighth of the township done, so it's a slow process, but right now is a good time to do it. You know, there's no grass to mow or anything like that, so, and no snow. We've also been patching some of the potholes that have started rearing up across the township from all the rain. I just ask that if any of the residents or any of the officials see any that need attention, please reach out. We can't be everywhere all the time. As you know, they just come up and then they get worse very quickly. So the only other thing I didn't have listed, we did take possession of the new dump truck. Finally.
Nice.
It has to go back. So haven't got a time frame on that yet. There's a few things that didn't get done or were done incorrectly. So nothing major. I mean, it's just, but it has to go back. While we had it, we did have Steve Lanehart from Carlisle come out and letter it. So it is lettered up now and has the logos on the doors and the unit number and the logo on the back of the bed. So it actually looks like a township vehicle. So, but we had decided, Scott and I decided that we're probably not going to put it in service this winter. I mean, we're so close to the end. Might as well continue to run the old one in salt and get one less season of salt on it. So, but when I get an idea of when it goes back, I'll keep the board up to date on that. So, with that, I think that's all I have.
All right, thank you very much. Mrs. Burton with the zoning.
I had 3 permits, that I'd given out this last month. A permit for an in-ground pool on Conservancy Road, a permit for a fence on Friend Road, and a permit for a home addition on Rocky Road. And I also wanted to talk about getting a new copier. And I gave everyone a copy. And I think the prices are on page 6. You want to go to page 6? I first looked at what the police department had gotten and what their pricing was. And then I think Jim had contacted ProSource, and I know she had talked to Mark. So a rep came in to see me, and she looked to see how much paper we were using, which tells what size copier you need. And she gave me pricing for black and white, 2 different brand, 2 different ones, and then a color copier. And she's also giving us, the price does include the $500 trade-in for an old one, but it also includes delivery, setup, installation, if we need any training on it or anything like that. And I definitely need a new copier. If I go to copy, everything falls off the one side, so you can't really use it at all. I inquired about trying to get it working, and she said it's just so old that there was nothing they could do. So I would like to purchase a new copier. And do you have anything?
I've tried to use the copier for the packets that she has to prepare for the zoning stuff, and we can't prepare them. It won't collate because of the image gets shifted off to the side. So everything she has to do is 1 page at a time, and then she has to manually put the stuff together. So the copier that we've got right now does not function.
So does this connect to your laptop or your computer?
Yes, it will. I can, like, if I get a picture of something, I can put it on there and scan it, send it to my email. I can print from here to the copier. It's a lot of different things that we can do with it. But I mean, the biggest use would be making packets and, copying information that we've had information that's came to the last meeting. And, there's really no way to copy it. I can use my printer copier that's at my desk. It takes a lot of time. And of course, it costs more to use that toner than it does to use a copier toner. I know that from all of my work in the past. So in all of the BZA board meetings, they want a packet for each board member to look at when they come to the meetings. And so those are usually about 15 pages or more, and some are longer pages, which there is, it's a 2-drawer, but there are ways to extend it so you can do the 11 by 17s too.
Is the difference between a color and a black and white?
Yeah, it's about
$1,400.
yeah,
But
$1,400. I myself don't know if I have to have a color copier per se, because most of my work is black and white anyways. But I know the police department has a black and white. I don't know if it would behoove us to have one of each for some reason, like if something came up that we did need something in color. I'm okay with either. I just want a copier that works. That's all mine is.
do we know what the lifespan is on these?
She did not give that to me. I know there's a lot of information in the front of it.
Well, the only thing $7,000 for a color copier. If it lasts for 10 years, that's still $700 a year. Yeah, Mr. Jacoby.
Mr. Jacoby. Did she give you a price or quote also for a laser versus inkjet?
I asked that because laser printers and copiers will outrun inkjet copiers for years. It's a great investment. You get better quality, much lower maintenance.
On a
It's
laser.
a totally different technology. Inkjet uses a lot of ink
Okay.
and you have more expense with cartridges. Laser will save you on the maintenance. And maintenance and supplies.
Okay, well, maybe can we call them back and get for next month?
Can
We approve something.
Well, typically, in terms of supplies, typically the monthly service fee includes supplies.
Yes, it does.
So you won't be buying a toner either, whether it's an inkjet or laser, but I agree with Mr. Jacoby. Better one would be the laser.
I just went with the same kind that the police department had because that's what everyone said to do was kind of go with the same fears. That's why I didn't ask for that because I know they are very satisfied and happy with their copier. And I know she was actually going to come and talk to Shauna and actually I think they're having a service just to have it cleaned and make sure it's all up to date and doing well.
Do copiers have an inkjet copier? Because most of inkjet and laser are all desktop. Typically, a copier machine just has toner.
Owner's grade, I think for $7,000 to done, that's its laser, so absolutely.
I know the one she quoted me is only 2-drawer and I think the chief has 4, but other than, she didn't think I needed a 4-drawer day based on our paper usage. Even with, if we did include Mark's paper usage too, even including that, we really don't need a 4-drawer on my 2-drawer, which is why our quote is like $5,000 cheaper than what the copier quote is for the chief, the police department, which I thought was a really good deal. They've actually came down in price.
Interesting that I see that I guess that's our current copier at the very top of the page, isn't it? Black and white color copier MPF, that's our current one. Is that the one they're offering us?
That's the one they're offering us.
Okay. Does 90 single-sided pages a minute, 180 double-sided pages per minute. That's extremely fast. I'm going to look out in the audience because I see Mr. Schaller out there. I've spent the last week of February in the central office doing the program for the musical. Did 10,000 copies. That is the slowest copier I've ever used in my life. You ought to consider what Mrs. Burton has presented.
Yeah.
Did she give you the amount of paper used or copies made per month or year or what was?
What we did was I talked to Mark to find out, I talked to Mr. Houston to find out how much paper we're purchasing now. And then we figured between the two of us, we're probably using close to the same amount. And then that's how she figured out what size we needed for our usage.
Did she give you that number?
Well, she gave us, what do you mean, did she give
Well,
you?
did she
We
tell you?
gave her we told her we do 4 cases of paper a year, is what we told her.
4 cases.
Mhm.
That has a counter on it, so they know how many copies have been run through that machine.
Right.
But of course, we
I
haven't
just
been
wanted
using it,
that.
so it wouldn't have mattered because, I mean, since I've been here, I've tried to use it a few times and it
Oh, it's
hasn't worked. And
It's done.
yeah, and then with having to do all of the cases with the easy and everything, I mean, there's just, unless I go somewhere and actually get copies made where I pay to get them made, that's about the only way I can do this.
And do we have a competitive quote too?
We did not get a competitive quote because it was such a good price compared to what we had gotten before. The pricing is so much better. I actually have the paperwork from department's quote.
This is the same company that does the police copier.
We wanted to do the same company too,
Let's see.
so that we would have, like when we come to have service, we can have them clean both of them. We
Sure.
could, you know,
It says imaging technology laser. Is that so?
Yeah. $7,000, I would expect it to be. You can get a pretty good copier for 3,000, but I don't know if that would necessarily be it.
So this one will be able to staple your packets and all the things.
It does the stapling, it does, copy, print, and scan and fax. We can also use as a fax.
And you did say it'll do 11 by 17
It
for
will.
scanning and printing.
For like the big plans for homes and things like that. Yeah, it will do those.
Any questions from the board?
Is there any way that we can put some kind of money so that we don't have to wait another month, I guess is what you did.
If you're ready to make a decision to purchase, all we need is a resolution. Make that number 22.
I'm just asking.
I mean, if we think we need it, if we think it'll be useful.
I don't think we need it. I think we have to have it because it's,
I know the one in the hallway does not work because
And-
I also tried to print last month and it printed half of my,
yeah, it prints the first copy off right. And then the one that it stores in memory is shifted off.
yeah.
And so you can't make multiple copies and you can't, it's,
And it's been dying for,
I've been here.
okay, I was trying to think back to how long.
That's the same one, Mark.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I called
called up about the service contract because I had a number in there and they said, well, you guys didn't do that. You stopped in 2021.
Okay,
So
that makes
it's been
sense.
that long since we've even had a service
Service
contract.
call on it.
Yes.
So, yeah, we made it outlive its usefulness, so,
Surprised.
Question, Jay.
sure.
Mark Cross. So do you get a lot of cases where you need someone gives you a color picture? You can reproduce that?
Not tons. Once in a while there is something in color, but not all the time. That's why I said I don't know if I have to have a color. My question was for them, with the police not having a color, do we want to have one that is color? So that if we need something, we have it. But other than that, I don't have to have color.
we got a color printer we use for cases where we have print
Okay.
colors.
And I think you do too, right? Does yours print color for your desk, on your desk?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. You want to make a resolution?
If you want.
What'd
to.
you say the number was?
Number 22.
I'll introduce resolution 2026-22, a resolution to purchase
Are we gonna have her look at for the laser one?
I think it is laser.
It is.
It is a laser.
It says it back here on the
Okay,
back.
all right.
It's on there.
Yeah, it says imaging technology laser.
Wait,
I looked. So, and I assume we want the color printer.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
69.35.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for the purchase price of $69.35 with a $34.45 per month service fee.
Second.
Any discussion? None, I'll call the roll. Mr. Stubbs?
Yes.
Mr. Rowland?
Yes.
Mr. Potter?
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2022 is adopted.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's the simple things.
I know, it'll make my job so much easier.
Is that all for your report?
That's all.
All right. All right, thank you.
Question? I'm sorry. again.
Yep.
What cases are coming with these agents?
There's a conditional use and a conditional use and variance. For the BZA one. Not just residents here and around the township. It's not anything doing with minerals, if that's what you're asking.
Any lot splits?
No, oh yeah, it's a lot split. That's why it's a conditional use. One of them is a lot split.
This meeting's tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night at 7.
You caught up. Okay. All right, we'll move on to trustee reports. Mr. Potter.
I've got short presentation. So on the park, we had a new park member, Andrea Hamilton, is at our park board meeting. We had a park morning, but still did not have a quorum. Talked about some different ideals for the 250 celebration. They are talking, the most one they talked about is a possible community picnic after the 4th of July parade. No MMI meeting this month. The pool meeting, they had one, but it was during the time we had our special meeting last month, so I was not there. The new board, we have a new pool board member also. It's the same lady, Andrea Hamilton. She's on the park and on the pool. The little twin erosion. We've had a couple flooding events over the last few weeks. The repair is holding and working as it was intended. It has started silting in and is silting in and behind the repair. So that's all looking good.
All right. Is that all?
That's all.
All right, thank you, sir.
Question. I'm sorry.
Sure, Dr. Cross.
So rumor is that the Germantown pool is going to manage the Farmersville pool also.
That is, I wasn't at the last meeting, but what I have heard was that Nevin is going to be hired from each one. So they're not mixing any of the paperwork. Farmersville is going to have to pay for their own bills, their own lifeguards, their own stuff. We are too, but we are going to share with guards and stuff back and forth. But they are paying their own bills. We are paying our bills. We're not mixing paperwork.
So Germantown won't be liable for any expenses that come up in Jackson Township.
That's correct. We are just helping each other without mixing any payroll or any responsibility. Sharing manager and employees.
What I heard too is it's going to share the initial cost to get them registered as lifeguards. So it's actually going to save both communities money on getting the employees onboarded to get certified for the year. So they're going to share the cost of that as well.
That's what it was 2 meetings ago. So I wasn't at the last meeting.
All right. Mr. Rowland.
Okay, on Monday, March 2nd, I attended the Germantown Council meeting. At the meeting, they recognized the Dubs Company for celebrating their 90th anniversary in the community, which I know they're in Germantown, but they're very important part of our community and township and everything. So they awarded a little plaque to Frank Dubs. Also, Laura Kennedy from Montgomery County Records Office there, she reviewed their fraud alert notification system for the your titles. So anybody should, if you are wanting to make sure that you have coverage, or not coverage, but somebody looking at your stuff to make sure that somebody doesn't do a quick claim deed or something on your property, they have the system that's in place for that. And then finally, Glenn Bowman from the Lions Club, he announced that Saturday, March 28th at the Senior Center, they're going to have their pancake breakfast. And that's going to be for donations for the wreaths across America, where they put wreaths on the veterans' graves.
What date was that?
That's Saturday, March the 28th at the Senior Center.
All right. We would have been out of here pretty quick if I didn't have an enormous report tonight. So apologies in advance for that. We'll start with the retirement has already been taken care of. We've already discussed that. I'll get the paperwork sent off. Cemetery update. John Skapiak has to step down and retire from his serving on the board. His term ends on December 31st of 2026. And as it was mentioned, Mr. Potter mentioned earlier, there was a park board appointment and a pool board appointment that never came to the township. So tonight at the cemetery meeting, I told him what we're going to do is we're going to appoint Mark Keener to the cemetery board, which was met with a little bit of she had grave concerns. So thank you. Issue I have with that is she's going to take it back to the city. So what I plan on doing tonight is appointing him from the township. That way at the next month meeting, we will have a board of 3, which is what we're supposed to have. she would prefer someone from the city of Germantown, and I don't think that's a valid excuse not to let someone serve who wants to serve, who expressed years ago that if there was ever an opening, to let him know. This all happened over the weekend when Mr. Skapiak had messaged me and let me know that he needed to step down. So with that being said, I would like to introduce a resolution.
I don't think we need it as a resolution.
Okay.
I think in the past, you've simply just
A
done a
motion.
motion.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Mark Keener.
Would a resolution make a stronger statement to the city?
Do you really think it's going to make a difference?
So it's not gonna make a difference, but
Well, that's,
If you want a resolution, we'll do a resolution. 23.
we'll do it. Resolution 2026-23, a resolution to appoint Mark Keener to the Germantown Union Cemetery Board of Trustees to fulfill the term of John Skapiak that ends on December 31st of 2026.
I'll second that.
Any discussion of the resolution?
Wasn't Mr. Skapiak a township resident?
Yes.
So really, there's nothing.
Well, and then it was pointed out that the previous person in that at-large position was Gene Wright, who is a Germantown resident. So it can be either or.
It's a.
Gene Wright lives in downtown,
Oh, does it?
someplace downtown.
Lower.
I'm Moeller, okay.
Same as the parks. I mean, it's
Right.
it's a joint
Right.
levy. It's a joint everything.
Yeah, I didn't see there'd be any difference going
No.
from Mr. Skapiak to Mr. Keener.
My,
Township residents.
my reason for appointing Mr. Keener, obviously, he does a good job on the JED board and with us here when he was a fiscal officer here. But there's board with vacancies all over Germantown. And you find somebody that wants to volunteer their time and be a part of a board and to be potentially shut down on that is pretty inconceivable on my part. So we'll go ahead and send this resolution after we vote on it to the city. And they can do with it as they choose, but my anticipation would be that we have a full board of 3 people at next month's cemetery meeting. Yes, sir.
just kind of an ancillary point here. We, Jim and Valerie and I met as a kind of exploratory committee to see if a recruiting committee for volunteers
Right.
to help support the boards was in order. I asked the city manager in Germantown to get a reaction. They said all the boards are filled, don't need any.
There's always vacancies. There's never.
They're making on the park board.
Yeah, and we're sent up, I was at the city meeting as well as Mr. Rowland, and they appointed 2 people to the Parks Board. It never came through us, but it's a joint.
We're only responsible for appointing oversight committee.
How
We
is
do
that?
Our agreements, they approve the board. We approve the oversight.
Well,
The third representative.
I'm not sure that's right. Maybe we need to be looking at that
Well,
next
we
time
look at
the
the
agreements, but when the township money is being used in the city or the pool, the park, or whatever it be, it's important that we have township residents included in that process, and they want to shut us out all the time, and it's a little frustrating.
They ask for township residents at the park board all the time. They say
Yeah.
either or.
Yeah.
So, and you said that they appointed 2, but we had our meeting Wednesday. There was nobody there.
Right.
We did not know about the 2 new ones.
So I think there's a disconnect between the 2 of us. I don't know if a joint meeting at some point would be fruitful or explosive. I don't know. But I think that, I mean, at some point, we have to sit down and discuss the levies. We have to sit down and discuss how the boards are filled. And it's only fair when our township residents are responsible for 48 to 52, whatever the split is at this point in time, % of the funding that goes to the city for these specific reasons. If they don't like that, we can pull out, they can fund themselves. That's always an option if they don't like how we do things. So I just wanted to put that out there. Mark's done a great job here. He's done a great job on the JED board. He was the most knowledgeable person we put on the JED board of all of them in the entire process. So He's done a great job there, and I expect nothing less from him as a member of the cemetery board. So I look forward to serving with Mr. Keener next month, as I assume, and I would be hopeful that that's the way that goes. So, any other questions on that before I move on?
Well, you can't move on until we
Oh,
approve
sorry.
the resolution.
Sorry, you got me frustrated, so
It's
I got myself frustrated.
Night for
Yeah.
being on your
Yeah.
high horse. Any more discussion of the resolution? I'll call the roll. Mr. Stubbs.
Yes.
Mr. Rowland.
Yes.
Mr. Bonner.
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2026-23 is now officially
Can you
adopted.
please send a copy of that to the city?
There's really nothing. I will email Kelly tomorrow.
Perfect. I would appreciate that.
There won't be anything to send until the minutes are prepared.
No, okay. That's fine. Sorry, I chose the explosive one to start with. Next, we have, I've been working with a teacher at the junior high who has taken over the student leadership group for the year. So working with him, we have decided that we're going to host two groups of Valley View students. It'll be approximately 40 kids total over 2 different days to volunteer at the cemetery. The first day is March 25th, and Mr. Tolliver is going to bring in 20 of his 7th and 8th grade leadership kids to do various tasks at the cemetery, which I think is an important. I think it's important. The cemetery is going to take care of lunch for them across the street at the pizza place, so that's going to be taken care of. We'll have gloves and anything else that we need for the day. When talking to him, he had his students reaching out and asking for a service project in the community. So he came and asked me what I thought. And I said, man, I think we've got a perfect opportunity, hopefully for a long-term partnership here. So this is going to be the first day on March 25th, weather permitting. And we'll see where it goes from there. But we talked about potentially, the kids would love this, the Find a Grave, which we get requests in at the cemetery online for people to take a picture of a headstone and GPS mark it. And so that's one thing we've discussed. Kids would love that. They get to use their phones. Don't tell our school board member here. But I think that there's other tasks as well, picking up sticks after the storms, just getting the cemetery in order after the winter as well. So looking forward to that. I'm excited that he asked for a location and we're able to help out. We're looking for a second group potentially in May before Memorial Day to help finish with the preparations for the Memorial Day celebration. And lastly, for the cemetery, just got an email Friday, I believe it was, that our cemetery audit's about to begin. So we'll see where that goes. But there should be no issues this time. And Bob Roback has been our fiscal officer for over 2 years now, and I anticipate no issues whatsoever. Sticking with
Before you leave the cemetery, did you want to discuss Mr. Skapiak's resolution?
Yes, I can do that. And I also had the Liberty Tree too. So actually, Mr. Skapiak has done a great job for us at the cemetery. So I prepared a resolution for him that I think would be appropriate to send to him. So I'm going to introduce resolution 2026-24. Thank you. A resolution to recognize and show appreciation to John Skapiak of German Township for his service to the Germantown Union Cemetery. German Township Board of Trustees wishes to recognize and express its sincere appreciation to John for his dedicated service as a member of the Germantown Union Cemetery Board of Trustees. And whereas during his tenure on the board, Mr. Skapiak consistently demonstrated a strong commitment to preservation, maintenance, and responsible operations of the historical Germantown Union Cemetery. And whereas drawing upon a lifetime of business experience, Mr. Skapiak provided thoughtful guidance and practical insight that greatly benefited the management and financial oversight of cemetery operations. And whereas Mr. Skapiak played an important role in helping modernize the cemetery by supporting the implementation of upgraded software, improvements to the cemetery's website, and successful migration of historical and operational data to modern systems. And whereas Mr. Skapiak maintained a strong focus on responsible and thoughtful spending, always working to ensure that the cemetery resources were used wisely and in a manner that would support the long-term sustainability. And whereas he was instrumental in the hiring of our new sexton, and supporting the upgrade and modernization of equipment necessary for the effective operation and maintenance of the cemetery grounds. Mr. Skapiak's well-reasoned approach to decision-making and his keen attention to financial stewardship made him a valuable and respected member of the Germantown Union Cemetery Board of Trustees. Through his service, dedication, and commitment to the mission of the cemetery, Mr. Skapiak has contributed to ensuring that the Germantown Union Cemetery will continue to serve the community with dignity and care for generations to come. Now therefore be it resolved that the German Township Board of Trustees hereby expresses its sincere gratitude to John Skapiak for his years of service and his contribution to the cemetery and to the community. Did you catch my error?
I made the change.
Thank you.
Second that.
There was a second resolution?
I seconded.
No, I'm sorry. Did you finish with a further resolution?
I skipped a part. Be it further resolved that the board extends its best wishes to Mr. Skapiak in his future endeavors and thanks him for his dedication and service.
Okay,
There we go.
now, Mr. Rowland.
I'll second.
Any discussion of the resolution? I'll call the roll. Mr. Stubbs?
Yes.
Mr. Rowland?
Yes.
Mr. Potter?
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2026-24 is adopted.
Okay, moving on, I have an update on the Liberty Tree. So last month I brought up the perspective of purchasing a American Liberty elm through the Liberty Tree Society. Since last meeting, I've come up with enough donations to fund the project. The tree will be arriving at the beginning of April, and working with the cemetery, we've decided to have it planted down at the cemetery. We've picked a spot tonight. We'll be in the entryway where the driveway splits and comes to a point. The rock there that says Germantown Union Cemetery will be moving closer to the road, and the tree will be going in that point there. So it's a focal point. It's going to be, obviously, it can't be in a more prominent position that everyone will see it when they pass by. So I just wanted to thank the Lions Club and the Duffs Company for covering the expenses of that. I have more contacts out, but they've completely covered the project. So greatly appreciative to both of them for taking an interest in this project. So I'll give you an update next month. Hopefully we have a tree here and have it taken care of, but we're looking at getting a 35-foot American Liberty elm, 25 to 3,500 pound root ball. They said will come with it. Mr. Holbrook, I'm going to have to borrow your assistance when it does come to unload it because
We have forks we can put on it.
Okay.
Fork it.
So appreciative of that. Keith is going to have he's talking about getting with a local tree company to make sure we do everything right since it's such a expensive purchase to get this here. The purpose for the tree was this being the America 250. This is just going to commemorate that. I think it's important too because the Germantown Union Cemetery houses some Revolutionary War veterans that date back to the 1770s. So I just think it's an all-around great project, and I'm appreciative of the community's support at this time.
Thank you for doing that.
No, I thought it was kind of a crazy idea when I saw it, and it just kind of came to fruition. So I'm actually pretty excited about it. So 50 years from now, it's going to look pretty impressive down there in the entryway there. I'll move on. The WRCG, we met on February 17th at the Jackson Township building. We had two trash companies present, which was Rumpke and Allied. Waste Management was not there, and I have not received positive feedback on the potential of having an automated service, so I'm not sure that's a direction we can go anyway. So at this time, we've had two companies show interest. We're meeting again this Wednesday. Unfortunately, I'll miss your JED meeting. We're at the same time. So we'll meet again this Wednesday. We're looking to get this put in the paper here relatively soon to get the bid process going. So I'll keep you guys up to date as we go forward with that.
Where does that meeting take place?
It is at Jackson Township. Yep. Chief Aldred is retiring. I'll just keep going down my list here. Chief Aldred is retiring, and I have a resolution for him. I am unable to attend his reception, so if anybody else is going and would like to present it to him, you're more than welcome to. I have a conflict that evening and will not be able to make it.
It's from 2 to 5 on the 20th.
2 to 5 on the 20th. I am not able to make it. What resolution number will this be?
This will be 25.
25. I should keep track. I would like to introduce resolution 2026-25, a resolution to recognize and show appreciation to Fire Chief Dan Aldred as he retires. Whereas the German Township Board of Trustees wishes to recognize and honor Fire Chief Dan Aldred for his decades of dedicated service to the residents of our community. Chief Aldred began his career in March of 1983 as a part-time member of the fire department, beginning what would become more than four decades of service in protecting the lives and property of the citizens of Germantown and German Township. Whereas throughout his career, Chief Aldred demonstrated strong leadership and commitment to the advancement of emergency services, serving as assistant chief and playing an instrumental role in the successful 2007 merger of the Germantown Rescue Squad and City Fire Department, helping unify operations and strengthen emergency response from the community. And whereas Chief Aldred was appointed interim chief in 2008, officially assumed the role as full-time chief in February of 2009, providing steady leadership, professionalism, and guidance to the department and its personnel. During his tenure as chief, he oversaw numerous improvements to the department, including playing a key role in the planning and construction of Fire Station 63, which broke ground on July 1st of 2019, ensuring modern facilities and resources to better serve the community. Beyond his operational responsibilities, Chief Aldred remained deeply committed to the community, regularly participating in community events such as Pretzel Festival, Saturday Night Out, strengthening the bond between the fire department and the citizens it serves. Chief Aldred maintained a special passion for fire prevention and public education, particularly during Fire Prevention Month, where he enjoyed visiting local schools to teach children and families about the importance of fire safety. Through his leadership, dedication, and unwavering commitment to public service, Chief Dan Aldred has left a lasting and meaningful impact on the fire department and the entire community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the German Township Board of Trustees hereby expresses its sincere gratitude and appreciation to Fire Chief Dan Aldred for his outstanding service and leadership, and congratulate him upon his retirement.
I plan on going. I can.
Okay. Well, you have to read it.
Well, I'll
We'll
present
get a
it.
signed one.
I'll present it to you.
So what I can do is I'll reformat it and we'll have space for all three of you to sign it. I will let you know and I'll leave it in your office that you can come in at your convenience to sign it before the 20th. Would you like it then to be framed or just the piece of paper?
We can frame it.
Think we still have some frames left? Okay. We'll take care of that. Is there a second to the resolution?
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll. Mr. Stubbs?
Yes.
Mr. Rowland?
Yes.
Mr. Potter?
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2026-25 is adopted and he will be missed. He's been a great fire chief.
All right. Yes, he's done a great job. And I have just a few more things I promise, and I'll let you guys get out of here. Next thing I have is a zoning resolution on anonymous complaints. I gave this to you guys last month, I believe it was, and would like to hear your feedback on potentially banning anonymous zoning complaints. I think it just has people picking on neighbors, and I don't think it's productive. So, any thoughts?
I agree.
I
I agree.
Also, it doesn't allow you to follow up and let them know what's going on.
Correct.
They don't-
Right.
If they're not worth, they are.
So I would like to introduce resolution 2026
26.
26, a resolution requiring identification information for zoning complaints and eliminating anonymous complaint submissions. The German Township Board of Trustees is responsible for fair, consistent, and efficient administration of township zoning regulations. Anonymous zoning complaints limit the township's ability to verify information, conduct follow-up communication, and ensure accountability in the complaint process. Requiring basic identifying information promotes transparency, accuracy, and responsible use of township resources while maintaining township's complaint-based enforcement policy. Effective immediately upon adoption of this resolution, the township shall no longer accept or possess anonymous zoning complaints.
I'll second that.
Is that the word it's gonna end?
Oh, I'll keep going. That was good. All complaints must include at minimum the complainant's name, residence address, and a valid phone number. Complaints submitted without the required identifying information shall be considered incomplete.
Is there any discussion of the resolution?
So I
Mr.
understand, Mark here, I understand the reason and agree with it, but will there be a provision made to keep the people who submit a complaint anonymous from people they're complaining against? So there's no retribution against that?
The problem is it's a public record.
Oh, well, that was my next question. Is there some sort of provision that we can keep that information out of the public records?
I don't believe so.
I mean, I don't know how the police do it.
We can't.
So anything made is going to be public.
We deal with anonymous complaints quite often and they lead nowhere most of the time
Yeah.
because there's, just like Jake said, how do you get information that you need?
Oh, yeah.
How do you communicate it?
But if I don't necessarily say if it's anonymous to the board, but then you've got the possibility of retribution from the person you're complaining. So how do you handle that from the police side of things?
Well,
Then the chief gets involved.
yeah.
Well, I know, I mean,
That's a criminal issue at that point. If they retaliate against someone, there's a problem. They're a criminal. But we can't keep somebody that complains out of it.
okay. Thank you.
Good question, though.
Any more comments, discussion? I'll call the roll. Mr. Stubbs?
Yes.
Mr. Rowland?
Yes.
Mr. Potter?
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2026-26 is adopted. Mr. Stubbs, had you wanted to talk about the new fire chief? Or
I did, and I skipped over that too, didn't I? I've got so much, yeah. So I just wanted to say that the new chief is Josh Four. Josh has worked for the Germantown Fire Department EMS for the past 10 years. He was promoted to full-time lieutenant with Germantown 2 years ago. He's also the fire chief in Gratis. He is a paramedic and a resident of Germantown. His wife is a hospice nurse, and they're used to running at all hours of the day and night, which is good for his job. Josh is a third-generation first responder. His grandfather, father, and mother and brothers all are involved in emergency services. His mother and father both ran for German Township Rescue Squad. So thanks for bringing me back on that. I skipped over that on accident. I do have one last thing today. This past month, the same teacher who's doing the service day at the cemetery invited Germantown, Germantown, Farmersville, Jackson Township representatives to come and speak to his class and listen to their ideas about city planning and ideas for our community. Judy and Will both made it from the city of Germantown. I was in the building, so I went over for us. The overall consensus from the kids was we need more food options. They actually suggested we need an urgent care type facility in town, which I thought was interesting. They really want sidewalks from the downtown area to the McDonald's. Which I get it. They mentioned that, and this was pretty general consensus, that they wish there was a youth center someplace in town where the kids could go in the winter because they love the parks and the pool in the summer and the time. And just don't feel like they have a place to go in the winter. So we listened to them, and most of it was in the city of Germantown, which 100% I expected. You know, that's the focus, and I get it. So I told Mr. Tolliver that if any of his students would like to come and address the board, they're more than welcome to come to one of our meetings. And he's going to let me know on that. So if they do, I will send them a thank you letter with our township letterhead, and appreciate them for expressing interest and just in the community itself. His lesson was on Rome and how they designed the city of Rome. So he asked the kids, like, what do you think we need here, and why do you think we need it? So I thought it was very interesting what they had to say. So we'll see if any of them can make it. I hope they do, and would love to have them at a township meeting. Unless I've skipped something else on my report, I think that
When
concludes.
are they doing that?
We did this last month, so if they come to a meeting, it'd probably be in April.
April, this meeting?
The If they do, I'm not saying it's for sure, but if they do, it would be April. He was gonna ask and see if anybody had any interest.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we'll see. He's doing Mr. Tolliver does a great job with his kids, and this is the second year I think he's done this. I wasn't able to make it last year, but I think it's just the kids to have ideas about this is their town, this is their future, and ideas that they have, and whether they're eye in the sky or not. I mean, they have ideas and they know why they want them, and they're looking at life from a different perspective than some of the rest of us. So I just thought it was interesting. Joe Garrett will be here next month, potentially from Trey Bell. They'll be in April or May. And then I guess that concludes my report.
Now, you didn't put this in your
No,
report.
I
but
did. You got me
it was
again.
In your Google Drive, do you
Yeah.
want to discuss it or not?
No, we will. I got like a million things going on, so apologies for being a little scattered. So the last thing I have is while filling out the OTARMA statement of action, it realized that we still needed to develop implement a policy for acceptable technology use for the township. So I have developed a acceptable use policy for the computers, mobile devices, and the internet service for the township building, and would like to have it implemented. Surely you don't want to read this one.
I'm not sure has that been shared with the other trustees?
No. You want to do it next
Do you
month?
want to wait till next month?
Okay,
And we send it out.
Get a copy of it, too.
sure.
But you're going to be asking all the employees to also acknowledge
Yes.
this
Yes.
policy. So
Yeah, it involves the general use of township technology, the hardware, software, also using the mobile device on our network, internet, data privacy, and so on and so forth. And this is just to be compliant with the OTARMA recommendations that they made.
okay, well, I will make sure and send that out with next month's agenda so that you all will have a chance to review it before approving the policy.
All right, and that concludes my report. Are there any other visitor comments tonight before we go? Apologies for being a little scattered tonight.
Comment before you get, I'm done too.
You got
I got one more comment. As watching the news and following what's going on in the area right now and with the data centers and things that's happening, I think it's time for us to start thinking and talking about that as a trustee group, and because that's from 100 acres to a 400 acre spots that we're talking about, and I don't think we want to be caught,
No different than the solar.
Yes.
So I think we need to,
Maybe we could,
The zoning commission.
needs to look into that.
and I don't know if we maybe, most places, since the state is still formulating what the heck they're even doing with the data centers. So most places are putting moratoriums in place to give people time to see what the state's actually going to say, to see what we can do and stuff, rather than having something happen to us. So
Yep.
just a point of reference for us to talk about in a meeting and maybe do this in the future.
So get with the prosecutor's office
Okay.
to draft a moratorium
Okay.
for next month. Did you have Okay,
In layman's terms, what is it? Status?
So it's just a huge building that has servers inside of it that use a ridiculous amount of electricity, ridiculous amount of water, and contaminate your water. They actually also have on-site power generation to back up in case of that. So they might have diesel generators and things like that. They're surrounded by big security fences and lights, and they're causing a lot.
Larger version of what we got back here with.
well, that's massive.
No, we're talking about
Hundreds of acres.
yeah, we're talking about the small ones are 100 acres, and the big ones are like
I
400 or
think it's-
500 acres.
Is it coming from the AI?
Yes, it's the AI stuff.
They need this,
I'll be darned.
yeah.
And Ohio is one of the highest states with data centers. There is already more than 200 data centers in Ohio, either here or in the planning.
Trenton has one, Wilmington's doing two, Springfield's doing one.
Trenton just sold 144 acres for one there.
The city sold it.
City sold it.
Sounds like a scrapper's dream.
The reason why we have so many is because Ohio has fewer restrictions than most states.
And tax incentives.
A lot of water. Aquifer down at Trenton where the Miller Brewery, there.
Yeah.
There's more water that runs under Trenton than there does run through Great Miami River.
The only thing that's saving us right now is that we don't have the infrastructure from a fiber optics standpoint or electrical standpoint right now. That's the only thing that's saving us.
You know, at the OTA, when I went to all of the meetings up there, the data centers was huge. Like everybody there was complaining and talking about it and trying to figure out how they could keep them from coming into their community. And if they were there, you know, they were complaining about the issues they were experiencing with the high electricity, the water.
They're coming in to these farmers and paying $50,000 an acre or something.
55 was last one I saw was 55.
Not to compete. You can't blame them for that.
All right, well, thank you. Just have that for us for next month.
I'll have
Yeah,
that.
just give it the new and.
That's fine.
We'll
I
be
just
good to
wanted
go.
to bring it up.
No,
Sure,
absolutely.
that was something we wanted to do.
Yeah, perfect. And then the zoning commission, I hope, can take a look at that after we get our moratorium in place and. All right, it is 8:18 with no other business. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. We're adjourned at 8:18. You seconded it, didn't you?
I did.